Hello and welcome again. In this video I'll try to explain to you the three phases that I mentioned in the first one, which I usually treated my hair loss and also the ones who ask me to. First of all, you have, as I mentioned before, you have like the main or the major important thing on all of this is the earlier you intervene, the higher is your chances of success. And as I mentioned also in the first video, you have in the initial phase, in the first phase, you have a phase where you're encountering hair loss, and usually people come to me when the hair is thin, and I also had basically the first signs of baldness. So the first thing you do is you get a prescription for finasteride, which you take 5 milligrams, which is one pill, for 3 to 4 months. Alongside with this goes a topical minoxidil therapy, which is like in certain small vials, which already have a certain tip on it that you can already apply locally your minoxidil. And what I further strongly recommend is a protein-rich addition and nutrition to it, which is usually or can contain or can be a small protein drink that you can buy basically in every supermarket. And what is this supposed to do? First of all, this is supposed to stop your hair loss and keep the substance and the hairs that you still have. And that is the major goal. Usually after about 4 to 6 weeks, about 70% recognize that not only the hair loss stops, but also that there is already a certain regrowth of the areas that were initially getting bald. So that is the hair loss, the first step for the hair loss therapy, which I initially called the intense phase. The second phase is the consolidation phase, which means that you recognize that you're regrowing your hair, and you now want to put it into the next steps and further procedure to regain basically what you had before. First, finasteride is not free of side effects, and this is usually dose dependent. That's why during that phase I strongly recommend after 4 months at least to reduce the dosage of 5 milligrams to 2.5 milligrams, which is half of a pill. The minoxidil I usually recommend only for 6 weeks. The usual discussions I have is, yeah, but everything works, but why do you choose to reduce the dosage? Well, finasteride also has the side effect of gynecomastia, which is a femaleization of the male breast. That means you get female breasts, and you might get female breasts, you may not encounter it, but however, you will still see that the effect of the initial finasteride treatment will not be reduced, will be diminished, or anything like this. It will be still up and will keep your hair growing. The next thing, and this is the most important thing, is at this stage you must have changed your products that you're using, because usually people use like a cheap hair shampoo or a cheap hair product, and that is nothing that helps. I can tell you by my own experience, I was using finasteride and was still losing hair and was still getting bald. And I figured out I need to change my products, and this is what I still insist and still would like to transport with this video. You must have changed your products. And now the third step is the constant phase. Again here, and this is after about 5 to 6 months, you reduce the dosage of the finasteride to 1.25 milligrams, which is a quarter of a pill. And this will be your constantly be used dosage. And yeah, you will recognize that, you know, you have your hair loss basically in your personal grip. You can gear it, you have in most of the cases control of it. Here again, you must have changed your product. Again, here I recommend an oil-based pomade and a change of the shampoo that you're using. Again, here I'll put the link of the pomade shop below of the video, because, you know, they publish the data sheet. It is sort of a database where you can look up all the products and the different effects you need. In terms of the quality of the oil-based pomades, I would rather recommend it in dependency of the quantity of your hair loss. If you have still huge hair loss and you know, you want to keep things on a more cautious base, I would recommend you a medium pomade. For people like me back then who already, you know, regrew a lot of hair, but, you know, the hair basically was still thin, and I needed a hair sort of style that kept everything together, where, you know, I could go out into the weather and nothing changed. I strongly recommend a firm, heavy-based pomade. I can mention here some. This is, for example, the Bone Crusher pomade, which I'll also put a link down below. The Ernst & Ernst pomades, or the MG pomades. These are 3 products from Germany, pretty much targeted on applying healthy substances onto your scalp, skin and your hair. And if you're living in the North American hemisphere, of course the Lockup products are really good, or the Doubts products I would also recommend. But yeah, now the question would raise, why an oil-based pomade? This is a topic which I will explain in the next video. But again here, why did I always use a heavy and firm pomade? The problems I was facing in the early years was I was using like gel or something like this, and when I was looking outside the window, I was checking out the weather and was trying to see whether it was raining or whether there was heat or a wind, and I was always afraid, you know, that this was expose my bald spots, and I wanted a hair product that keep things as, you know, my hairstyle wanted it to be. And so I found it in a very healthy product, which is basically the oil-based pomade. Regarding shampoos, again here, you need shampoos that contain natural ingredients. They must not be necessarily vegan, but they should contain definitely natural, healthy, and, you know, non-irritating products. Again, please try to avoid these high lifestyle products, because they are only hyped and maybe supported by any commercial intents on some YouTube channels or YouTube personalities. The reason again why I'm publishing the pomade shop link is to give you an option to look up the ingredients, to see up the EU data sheet, and so you have a database where you can like figure out which substances or which ingredients you tolerate and which not. And once for all, please, you must not use any type of hair gel or any type of hair wax. They dry out your scalp skin, and along with it they denourish the hair root and the hair core and make things much more worse than they were before. For this video, that's basically it from my side. In the future coming video, I will go into details regarding the pomades and the other products. And until then, stay healthy, take care, and goodbye.